Hi, I'm Swati. I'm from Neelokheri, which is a small town near Karnal in Haryana, and I recently cleared MP Judicial Services exam 2019 with the 11th rank. About myself, I did my primary education from Neelokheri itself, after which I did my secondary and higher secondary education from Karnal, after which I moved to Delhi for my graduation, which I did from Amity Law School, Delhi, IP University, which I completed in July 2018, after which I took the MP Judicial Services exam, which I cleared with the 11th rank. So here, through DKT, today I will share my strategies, how I cleared this exam in the first go itself. So for me, what worked was 3 H's. First one of which being hard work. As all of us know, there is no substitute for the hard work. But what I think is, for clearing these exams, it's not just the hard work, but the smart work that is required. So first of all, the primary factor being the vision. It is the foundation of it. One should have the vision, should have the belief that yes, I can do the same. There should be no room for self-doubt, because doubt kills more dreams than failure actually does. So there should be no room for self-doubt. You should believe in yourself. I know the process is very hard and very long, and you start doubting your own self in the process. But yes, there are the ways I overcome my phase of self-doubt was through meditation and obviously motivation. So by meditation, I don't mean that you have to sit for long hours and do practice or do yoga. But what I mean is, whenever you wake up in the morning, instead of using your phone, give those 5-7 minutes of your day to your own self. Also, one basic rule which all of us forget is, we always snooze our alarm. But for me, it was always, if you snooze, you lose the game. Because it's the first activity of the day. And you give excuse to your mind. So the entire day, you will always prolong the activity and you will give excuse to your own self. So first of it being, do not try not to snooze. Secondly, try to meditate for a while. By meditation, I mean you should always have that gratitude in yourself, that you should always be thankful for what you have. You should always count your blessings and not your problems. Then for motivation, I always look up to my family. First of all, my mother, my brother, and obviously my father. They were always with me, standing right next to me to motivate me, to make me believe that yes, I can do. So through DKT, today I will appeal all the parents not to put pressure on their child, but rather to support him or her in accomplishing their goals. Because this is the time every student who is preparing, because the student is going through a lot in his mind. So he needs a constant support and motivation from the parents. Secondly, I took coaching from Rahul's IS. So my second source of motivation was definitely Rahul sir himself, because I was preparing, I was going to the coaching while I cleared the exam, so I could meet him and see him every day. He was the biggest source of motivation. Then the entire team of Rahul's IS, especially Krishna sir, I would like to mention here and thank him personally for all the motivation he gave me. The next source definitely were my friends who were right next to me while I was preparing for the same. Because you need constant support and people telling you yes, you can do it and you can actually make it happen. But here I would like to suggest that the group of people you associate with should be very, very positive, and that group should be very small. You have to limit that while you are preparing for the examination. You have to slightly cut down on your social circle as well. Then definitely for motivation, there are always motivational quotes and then books. I followed Gaur Guru Gopal Das for the same. I used to hear him. It used to give the peace of mind and always put you in the right track and in the right directions. Also, point is, we are very privileged. While I talk, I was reading about Hima Das yesterday. She used to go for the practice barefoot, and she used to run even without slippers for such long tracks. And when I talk about myself or a large chunk of us, we are privileged. We go to coachings, we have access to books, to the libraries, etc. So I think for all of this, we should be very, very thankful, and these should be our motivating factors which should push us to achieve our goals. Then one practice that I did and which really helped me, I put it on my desk that Madhya Pradesh Judicial Services Selection rank 1. So every day that I woke up, I used to see it, and I was like, I always had that in my mind, yes, I have to do it, I have to do it. Then you always put an extra effort towards achieving it, because first thing you see in the morning is that. So you can also try practicing that. After making a particular vision, second thing is plan. You have to actually strategize what you are actually aiming for. People say that before preparing for the prelims, you should prepare for the mains as well, because mains is the deciding stage. But what I would like to suggest here is, you should have a holistic approach. You should prepare for the prelims, mains and interview all together. So while you start preparing for the exam, you should be very, very concept oriented. Not just like not just that you have to do the bare acts, you have to complete the entire thing in itself. So if I say that you have to prepare for the interview itself, you have to, because you have in the interview you have to sit before honorable high court judges, you have to imbibe certain characteristics in yourself, and those you cannot do in just 1 day or 2 day period, right? So like for example, you should be very, very compassionate, and a person should be very, very positive in approach. So this you will develop in a whole period, like for example 1 year, 2 year, whatever you take to clear the exam. So the holistic approach will definitely help you. So if as a law student, constitution is the supreme law of the land, so you have to apply constitution in any given provision. So you cannot just study for a specific stage. You have to study for the entire process, for prelims, mains and interview holistically in its entirety. That's what I would like to suggest. And then after the vision and a plan in hand, you have to work towards the accomplishment of your goal. As it is rightly said, if you have to accomplish something in life, you have to disappear for a while. If you want to get noticed for your entire lifetime, you have to disappear for a while. This is actually true. You have to limit, I would say cut down, but yeah, rather you have to limit your social media, your social interaction, you're going out with friends on your wedding, because ye jo tyag hai, this is what is going to give you the results actually in the end. And here I would like to point out that this is not a 1 day game or a 2 day game or a 1 month game or a 2 month game. These competitive exams require a consistent effort, and for me consistency is the key. Believe me when I say it, if you put 5, 6, 8 months of consistent effort, by consistent effort I mean not even skipping 1 day, the success is not far, my friends. When I say about hard work, why Virat Kohli is Virat Kohli? He gets up early 2 hours before his entire team starts practicing, right? So hard work is something you cannot substitute with anything else. The more the hard work you put, there is the chance of getting the success early. So this being the first H in my 3 H's, then the second H being honest. Honesty not towards anybody else, but honesty toward oneself, because you cannot bluff your own self. You are your own critic. You have to be true to your own self. Where do you stand? How do you evaluate yourself? Because हम सीखते तो अपनी खुद की गलतियों से हैं. And the most important point being the acceptance that yes, this was my mistake and this is where I have to improve. This is very, very important. For that you have to be honest to yourself that yes, I am weak at these areas and I have to improve. Then you have to first accept your mistake, then you have to improve on those mistakes. Because you cannot bluff your own self, right? और जो ये कॉम्पिटिटिव एग्जाम है ना, ये हमारी लड़ाई खुद से है. तो हमें खुद से जीतना है. जिस दिन हम खुद से जीत जाएंगे और खुद से ऑनेस्ट हो जाएंगे ना, द एंटायर प्रोसेस विल बी वेरी, वेरी इजी फॉर अस. Next thing I would like to point out here is the process is a mind game instead. So if I think that I will put a lot of hard work, right, hard work is required, but the psyche is also required, that right attitude is also required, that yes, I can do it. If you will always be indulged in doubts कि मुझसे होएगा कि नहीं होगा, what the other people are doing, how much they are studying, all of that is not important. What is important here is attitude. The right attitude that is required, the right attitude in the right direction will make it happen. So don't over stress yourself, don't over complicate the process कि ओ जुडिशरी है, बहुत बड़ा एग्जाम है. I get it, ये सब थॉट्स आएंगे, बट जितना आप इसको सिंप्लीफाई करके आगे बढ़ते जाओगे ना, always target the hard work and not the problems, right? So you need not stress about the process, because the process is same for everybody who is doing it in the first attempt or the second attempt or whatever attempt. Whosoever is clearing the exam is going through the same process. So if somebody is doing it, you can also do it, right? So don't overcomplicate. Get things straight in your head that this is your goal and this is what you have to accomplish. There are no two ways about it, right? So if you have to do it, you have to do it. You have to give it your best there. So the third H, being humble. I think for a person, humbleness is one characteristic that will take you way far in the life, because if you are humble as a person, you will definitely grow. There will be a lot of room for your growth. Where a person who is humble is always full of gratitude. You should always focus on your blessings and not the tears, and you should always focus on your strength instead of your fears. So you should always be of such a nature that yes, I have to do it and I can do it, and you will definitely achieve your goal in life. You should always be very, very, very thankful for what you have. You should know it, recognize how far you have come, and be thankful for that also. That will give you internal motivation to do more, because even if you have cleared the preliminary examination, that is an accomplishment in itself. If you have cleared the main examination, that is an accomplishment in itself. Give yourself the motivation. You need not have motivation from the outside or external forces, right? You have to be motivational for your own self. So now coming to the pattern of paper. So firstly, what is required is decode the paper. So the paper can be theoretical or practical depending upon what states you take. So by theoretical I mean the questions like what is res judicata and what are its components. And when I talk about practical papers, there will be situation that will be given to you, and then you will have to apply a particular principle of law to that situation. So first step, while taking a particular state, talking about MP Judicial Services, paper is more of theoretical in nature than practical. Also the pattern is changing slightly, but paper is more or less theoretical in nature. So in MP Judicial Services, the paper consists of 3 parts: preliminary, mains, and then interview. As I have already talked about it, the approach should be holistic. You have to take all the 3 steps all together. For preliminary, I think the more the number of MCQs you practice, that is the key to the success. While coming to the mains of MP Judicial Services, there are 4 papers: civil law, criminal law, and what are the game changer in MP Judicial Services are language paper and the judgment writing paper. Judgment writing paper is one of a kind in MP. It is just in MP and Chhattisgarh that they take a judgment writing paper all together. Like there's a different paper for that, and I will give you the sources what you should adopt for each of them. For civil law, I think everybody gets almost equal marks because everybody has read those subjects. For criminal law as well, for the core subjects, everybody would do the subject. You will get slightly more or less depending upon whether you have written the case laws. Yeah, a lot of people ask me whether writing case laws is very important. Point is, you have to explain the law. If you can explain the law without writing the case law, it works. For somebody like me, I could never remember the name, like the title of the case law. So I used to skip the title and write the ratio instead. So this is the common notion that in the theoretical papers you have to write a lot of case laws, but I think I did not write the same, and I got decent marks in all the papers. In criminal law paper, there is one specific area that you should focus on, that is local laws. Because for MP, you will be marked, whether you are interested in going in that state or not, your local law paper will decide that, right? So for local laws in MP, we have just 2 local laws. One is MP Accommodation Control Act, and then MP LRC. Both the laws are very, very simple. MP LRC is lengthy, but when you read it in totality, the law is very, very simple and very, very interesting. But yeah, I agree that you have to give multiple readings, because what happens is we are familiar with all other laws and not with the local laws. So here we have to put an extra effort learning the local laws, right? So try to repeat the local laws as many times as you can. So for that, in the preliminary stage itself, give an extra effort to the local laws, right? And in mains also, for other subjects you have to do the case laws also, and for books also. For the local laws, there is very limited resource that is available, so you have to do it only from the Bare Act. So I think we can repeat the Bare Act several times while we are in the process of it, right? Then comes the judgment writing paper. For judgment writing, there is a book of the book that I referred that helped me was the book of Robinjeet Sir by Single Publication, I believe. That book is very, very good for judgment writing. That has past year papers also, like the past judgment that they have asked. Because when you analyze the entire paper, you get to know the kind of question and the kind of pattern the state is trying to follow. So you have to, for past year papers, I think you should try and do all the judgment that have been asked, because there is no other way of practicing that also. And for somebody, I like to read a lot of judgments. For somebody who does not even read judgment, one thing I would like to say, you have to, for the judgment writing paper, you have to at least read 5 to 6 judgments, so that you get to know the pattern which is followed in the state, how the judgment is written, how the facts will be stated, and then how the issues will be framed, how you will decide upon a particular issue. And in the judgment writing paper, it is not necessary that there is a particular answer, like the answer should be acquittal or conviction. You can give your own reasoning to justify the answer, and if your reasoning is correct, then you are through. So now moving to the language paper. So in language paper, there will be essays. One essay will be a social essay, then there will be legal essays, and then there will be pressay writing, and then there will be translation. Content building in essay is very, very important. So from where do you build that content in order to be different from others? So the sources that I referred were definitely, first of all, being the newspaper, because in MP, the essays that are asked are usually from the current topics. So if you read the newspaper on daily basis, you would know what all are the current affairs and from what areas the question can be asked, right? So for that, you can refer to the newspaper, and then also you can refer to the monthly magazines that come. That are available in the market, like Pratyogita Darpan and all of that. You can refer to those monthly magazines as well. For the political and the legal part, I refer to the NCERT as well. So from those you can collect the quotations, because in an essay, if for example you will state John Austin, you are definitely going to get more marks. Jurisprudence is not a subject in MP Judicial Services, but to enhance the quality of your essays, you can always add the jurisprudential points to your essay to make it look more effective. So these are the sources that I referred for the essay writing. Then people usually miss out on this. Pressay writing is very, very scoring and decides your paper. If you are good at pressay, out of 20 you might just get 15, I believe. And if you have not done pressay well, you might just end up getting 2 or 3. There will be a huge gap of 10-15 marks, which might just decide the fate of your paper, right? So missing on these small things is not advisable. You should rather put more effort, because these things are very easy. This might take like a few hours from your entire schedule. So you should definitely work on your pressay writing. So for the translation part, people who are already in the college usually ask me what should we study while we are in the college. So what I would like to suggest here is, because translation or GK is not one day affair, you have to put a consistent effort in that, right? तो आपको रोज रोज वो पढ़ना पड़ेगा. तो आप क्या कीजिए, न्यूज़पेपर से या कहीं से भी 5 वर्ड्स लीजिए, उसको कहीं पे नोट डाउन कीजिए और उसको प्रैक्टिस कीजिए. तो आपको अपने सेंटेंसेस में भी उन वर्ड्स को यूज़ करना पड़ेगा, तभी आपको वो वर्ड समझ आएंगे, राइट? तो आप ये प्रैक्टिस कीजिए, क्योंकि ट्रांसलेशन को आप अगर ये सोचें कि मैं एक दिन में एक बुक लूँगा और सब कुछ याद कर लूँगा, तो ऐसे तो नहीं हो पाएगा. तो आपको वो कुछ वर्ड्स लिखते होंगे, और देन यू विल हैव टू प्रैक्टिस एंड मेमोराइज दोज वर्ड्स. नेक्स्ट थिंग कमिंग, फिक्सिंग द सोर्स इज वेरी, वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट इन दीज एग्जाम्स, कि आप कहाँ से पढ़ें, कहाँ से और क्या पढ़ें. तो पहला सोर्स जो सबसे इंपॉर्टेंट है, जो बिल्कुल ही नहीं छोड़ सकते हैं, विच इज़ बेयर एक्ट. तो जब आप बेयर एक्ट भी पढ़ रहे हैं, आपको ये सोचना पड़ेगा कि आपको एक मैक्रो पर्सपेक्टिव चाहिए. बाय मैक्रो पर्सपेक्टिव आई मीन कि आप कैसे सब्जेक्ट्स को सब्जेक्ट से इंटरलिंक करें. तो जब आप एक पर्टिकुलर चीज़ को पढ़ो, जैसे हमने सपोज 162 पढ़ा, तो 162 में जब आया कि डीडी और डिस्क्लोजर स्टेटमेंट आर एक्सेप्शन टू 162, तो आपको उसी टाइम एविडेंस एक्ट खोलना और देखना है कि ये दोनों चीज़ें क्या हैं। तो जो आपकी अप्रोच होनी चाहिए वो मैक्रो होनी चाहिए, आपको होलिस्टिकली सारे सब्जेक्ट्स को साथ में लेके पढ़ना चाहिए। तो देयर एक्ट शुड बी योर बेस्ट फ्रेंड्स इन द इंटायर प्रोसेस फॉर स्टेट्स लाइक MP, फॉर प्रीलिम्स एज वेल एज फॉर मेन्स, देयर एक्ट आर द मोस्ट इंपॉर्टेंट फैक्टर्स। सो while you prepare, concepts should be the main key, बिकॉज आप ऐसे तो बेयर एक्ट पढ़ते जाइए, उसका कोई फायदा नहीं होगा जब तक आप कॉन्सेप्ट्स पे फोकस नहीं करेंगे। और कॉन्सेप्ट्स ये नहीं है कि आपने प्रीलिमिनरी एग्जाम निकाल लिया और उसके बाद आप सोच रहे हैं कि किन कॉन्सेप्ट्स पे मेरे को फोकस करना है। नो, फ्रॉम द फर्स्ट रीडिंग इटसेल्फ यू हैव टू फोकस ऑन द कॉन्सेप्ट्स। Now coming to the next very very important, like I think the most important part of the entire process, that is note making. If you are preparing on your own and not taking coaching, or you are taking coaching from somewhere, you have to prepare your own notes, because what happen in these exams is आपको क्वेश्चन आता है, आपको लॉ समझ आया है, बट आपको ये नहीं समझ आ रहा कि आपको कितना लिखना है और आपको क्या लिखना है। आपको क्योंकि क्वेश्चन की डिमांड को केटर वहाँ पे करना है, आपको अपनी नॉलेज नहीं दिखानी है। तो इसलिए नोट मेकिंग इज वेरी वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट, बिकॉज वन डे बिफोर द एग्जाम, जब आपका कल एग्जाम है, आप रिवाइज क्या करेंगे? आप पूरी किताब उठा के तो रिवाइज नहीं कर पाएंगे। तो जो आपके खुद के नोट्स हैं, जो आपकी खुद की हैंड राइटिंग में है, एक तो आप बहुत फेमिलियर हो जाएंगे उन नोट्स को रिवाइज करते करते। तो ये बहुत बेटर होगा आपके लिए कि अगर आप उन नोट्स को बनाएं और उन्हीं नोट्स को बार बार रिवाइज करें। एक ये भी डाउट आता है कि हम नोट्स कब बनाएं, फर्स्ट रीडिंग में नोट्स बनाएं या सेकेंड रीडिंग में नोट्स बनाएं, कब नोट्स बनाएं? तो नोट्स के लिए मैं ये सजेस्ट करूँ, क्योंकि मेरे पास तो सेकेंड थर्ड फोर्थ टाइम था ही नहीं, जब आपने पहली बार एक कंसेप्ट को पढ़ा है, आप उसी टाइम कोशिश कीजिए कि आप उसके नोट्स बना लीजिए। तो जब आपने सेकंड टाइम, थर्ड टाइम, फोर्थ टाइम पढ़ा या आपने जजमेंट्स पढ़ी, तो आप उसमें ही ऐड कर सकते हैं अपने पॉइंट्स। तो व्हाट आई वुड सजेस्ट इज, फ्रॉम द फर्स्ट टाइम इटसेल्फ फोकस ऑन द कंसेप्ट एंड मेक नोट्स एज वेल। नाउ कमिंग टू the most crucial and something that we try to avoid, that's why we like don't get selected, is revision. जैसे हम स्कूल में थे तभी से हम emphasize किया जाता था कि बेटा बार बार रिवाइज करो, and then also we used to skip. Revision is the most important thing here. Revision pattern differ कर सकता है। For preliminary exam revision अलग हो सकता है, because for preliminary exams आपको क्या करना होगा, बिकॉज प्रीलिमिनरी एग्जाम क्लियर करने के लिए आपको बहुत सारे MCQs सॉल्व करने पड़ेंगे। तो MCQs में ऑब्वियसली आपके सारे MCQs तो करेक्ट नहीं होंगे, तो जो MCQs आपके गलत हो रहे हैं, या तो ट्राई कीजिए उसको आप अपने बेयर एक्ट में नोट डाउन कर लीजिए, या जो मैं फॉलो करती थी, जो गलतियां हैं उसको एक नोटबुक लगा लीजिए, सब्जेक्ट वाइज आप उस पर लिखिए कि ये गलत हुआ, ये गलत हुआ, मेक पॉइंटर्स। तो एग्जाम से एक दिन पहले आपको सिर्फ वो नोटबुक रिवाइज करनी है, तो आपको अपनी सारी गलतियां रिवाइज हो जाएंगी एक दिन पहले, और आपको पता रहेगा कि मेरी वीकनेसेस क्या है, तो यू कैन वर्क अपॉन दैट, राइट। सो रिविजन इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट। अगर आपको मेंस के लिए रिवाइज करना है तो मेंस के लिए रिविजन कैसे करेंगे? आप मल्टीपल टेस्ट सीरीज ज्वाइन करेंगे। अगर आप कोचिंग में, जैसे मैं राहुल ISC थी, तो वहाँ पे टेस्ट सीरीज बहुत एक्सटेंसिव होती थी, तो टेस्ट सीरीज से आप हेल्प ले सकते हैं। नहीं तो आप खुद से घर बैठ के पास्ट ईयर पेपर्स उठाइए और आंसर राइटिंग की प्रैक्टिस कीजिए, बिकॉज इन एग्जाम्स में टाइम मैनेजमेंट इज अ वेरी वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट फैक्टर। इफ यू कंप्लीट द एग्जाम, देयर आर मोर चांसेस ऑफ यू गेटिंग सिलेक्टेड देन अदर स्टूडेंट्स, बिकॉज एग्जाम बहुत लेंथी रहते हैं, राइट। तो इंटरव्यू के लिए आपको रिवीजन कैसे करना है, आपको सोचना है, बहुत ज़्यादा खुद में बैठ के सोचना है, क्योंकि आपको ज़्यादा से ज़्यादा 1 मिनट या 2 मिनट मिलेगा उसको डिसाइड करने के लिए कि आपको क्या आंसर देना है। तो आपको घर बैठ के आपको सोचना पड़ेगा कि अगर मुझसे सपोज 319 पूछा तो मैं कैसे आंसर करूँगी। तो फॉर इंटरव्यू आपका रिविजन थिंकिंग पे ज़्यादा बेस्ड होगा। सो एट लास्ट आई वुड लाइक टू मेंशन हियर इज दैट कि आपको बिलीव रखना पड़ेगा खुद में, नॉट जस्ट खुद में, बट इन द टाइमिंग ऑफ द गॉड, कि जब भी वो करेक्ट टाइम होगा यू विल डेफिनेटली गेट इट। सो यहाँ पर सबसे इंपॉर्टेंट एलिमेंट मेरे को जो लगता है पूरे प्रोसेस में, दैट इज पेशेंस। You have to be really really patient, that yes, if you have put the right amount of hard work, the success will definitely come your way. Don't over stress yourself or don't over complicate the process. You have put the right amount of hard work, you will definitely get that. Believe that you can, and you definitely will. Thank you my friends.